Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving live English reports on the game being played and hope English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight from the Balloon Dome in Saitama, it is the Saitama Seibu Lions hosting the Orix Buffaloes. The second of a three-game set that we are going to be calling here this evening. It is a battle between the first and the third place teams in the Pacific League. Last night, the Saitama Seibu Lions came from behind by scoring 3 runs in the 8th inning to knock off the Buffaloes 4-2. Seibu is sitting 1.5 games ahead of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the Pacific League and 2 games ahead of Orix. It is a 3.5 games difference between the first and the 5th place team in a very jammed Pacific League. So we're going to give you the starting lineups, first of all, for the visitors from Orix. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 1 is Shuhei Fukuda. Batting second and playing second base, wearing number 10 is Koji Oshiro. Batting third and in left field, wearing number 67 is Kai Nakagawa. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 7, Masataki Yoshida. Hitting fifth and right field is number 99, Yutaro Sugimoto. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 6 is Yuma Mune. Playing first base and batting seventh is number 44, Hiromu Tongu. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, wearing number 24, is Kotaro Kobayashi. Batting ninth and doing the catching, wearing number 23, is Tori Fushimi. And they're going to be facing a right-hander in Katsunori Hirai, who takes to the mound with a 5-5 record. He's worked 52 innings. He's allowed 52 hits, 19 runs, 14 of which have been earned. He has walked 16 and struck out 27, and he's got an ERA of 2.42. So that's the starting lineups for the Orix Buffaloes. And now for the home team for the Saitama Seibu Lions. Leading off and playing second base, wearing number 5, is Shuda Tonosaki. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 6, Suzuki Genda. Hitting third and doing the catching is number 10, Tomoya Mori. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 3, Hataka Yamakawa. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 60, Takiya Nakamura. Hitting sixth and playing first base is number 30, Brian O'Grady. Check that. We've got to make a correction on O'Grady. He's not at first base. He's in the outfield. He's in left field. Batting seventh and playing right field is number 53, Ito. Batting eighth and playing first base is number 33, Jansen Witt. Batting ninth in center field, wearing number 63, is Shinya Hasegawa. And they are going to be facing a left-hander in Hiroya Miyagi. He takes to the mound with a 6-5 record. He's got 97 1/3 innings under his belt. He's allowed 101 hits, 42 runs, 40 which have been earned. He has walked 21 and has struck out 91. And he's got an ERA of 3.70. So those are your starting lineups for the two teams tonight. We want to welcome everybody in here. We got Mick 3Y Official is in, and Jeff is in here. He says he's trying to figure out how to stream the NPB games. So we can answer that question for you here in just a couple moments. We can help you out a little bit. We can't provide you the links, but we can give you the direction. And if you know how to use Google, you'll be able to find it out right then and there, and hopefully that'll work for you. So what I would suggest to you to do is to Google Live QQ. And if you do that, then you're going to see a whole list of sports, and then you've got to use your translator and cycle around the page a little bit, and that should be able to help you find it there, Jeff. But in saying that, you have to do a little bit of ingenuity on that site to be able to get there. And so what some of the folks do, as Mick has given you the information as well in the chat, as they sync the English commentary up to the game that is going to be broadcast in Japanese. So here we are. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It is a breaking ball delivered for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So it is the top of the order for the Buffaloes. That's Shuhei Fukuda. It'll be Koji Oshiro and Kai Nakagawa. Here comes the 1-0 offering. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The right-hander on the hill here is Hirai, working for the Lions. He works from a stretch position, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was of the split finger variety. A lot of split finger pitches in the Japanese league, or what we would call the old-fashioned fork ball. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that's swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Fukuda. Fukuda on the season is hitting .273. He's got no homers and 14 runs batted in. He stands in on the left side against the right-handed slants of Harai. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called third strike. Fukuda stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number one. He is retired here in the first inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Koji Oshiro. Oshiro did not get the start in last night's ball game, as it was Ryo Adachi who was playing at the second base position. But Oshiro gets the nod tonight. Jeff says he's got Orix tonight, and he's also got Hanshin. And there's a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Oshiro. Oshiro's hitting .254 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 4 runs batted in. Right-hander against the right-hander. Harai kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Oshiro. Back to work goes Harai. He doesn't waste much time. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We've got Troy in the house. We welcome you for being here tonight. We expect a festive audience again. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down to right field line, racing over, but it's going to reach into the seats as the right fielder Ito ran out of real estate. That's going to run the count now to 2-2 on Oshiro. Lots of action around Major League Baseball today, and I'm sure throughout the game tonight we'll be recapping some of the trades. There was all kinds of stuff that went down across the ocean in North America. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Oshiro. Harai gets himself a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work. Here comes the offering. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now runs to 3-2. Troy asked the question, is it good hitting or good pitching tonight? Well, I think that the hitting and the pitching is a bit mixed. I think that the pitcher for the Lions, Harai, is a little bit better than his counterpart, Miyagi. And there is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And Oshiro is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning, both of them via the strikeout. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. For Nakagawa, he's batting .300 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 31 runs batted in. And Jeff says he's going to try the live QQ thing. He's going to be back. We appreciate you. Usually what they do, Jeff, is they sync the two. You'll get the Japanese feed, and our English feed will go with it. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Nakagawa. Our friend Mick says he's listening to this one and watching the Hanshin game, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakagawa. And here's the offering. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. By the looks of it, it looks like Harai is right out of the gate. Got some pretty good stuff going on. Our friend Mick says he's got 2 phones. That'll keep you watching if you've got 2 phones set up, one for listening to this and the other one for the watching of the game. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Racing back as both the center fielder and the left fielder, and the center fielder, it's going to be Hasegawa who's going to haul that one in on the warning track as he runs into the fence. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. So there was no runs, there were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Nakagawa gave it a ride, but not far enough. And that is going to do it here in the top half of the first. So for the Buffaloes, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Buffaloes, nothing. The Lions coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. The call at the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us and stopping by to check this one out tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either An unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
That is Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game, as he's got all kinds of baseball entertainment for everybody across the dial. And now we are moving to the bottom of the first inning. It is going to be Shuta Tanesaki, Suzuki Genda, and Tomoya Mori to come to bat for the Lions in their half of the first inning. Tanesaki, who comes into the ballgame hitting .226 with 6 homers and 29 RBIs, was on base all 5 times he came to bat last night. He had 3 walks and a couple of doubles. He was the ultimate table setter for the Lions. And the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered and taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Tanesaki. Miyagi, the lefty, gets the ball, and he's ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tanesaki batting from the right side against the left-hander Miyagi, and Miyagi delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. Tanesaki will be followed by Genda and Mori as they bat here in the bottom half of the first inning. Still not a huge crowd in Saitama for this one, as there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. There were a lot of empty seats last night. By the looks of it, there's a lot of empty seats again here tonight. Here comes the 2-2 offering as Miyagi kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count runs full to Tanesaki. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tanesaki digs himself in. He's got that slightly open stance, and he dives into the pitch. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. The Lions are enjoying their time atop the Pacific League right now. They've got that game-and-a-half cushion on the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. The Hawks are playing tonight against the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, and there's a ground ball back to the pitcher. It is speared by Miyagi. He throws to first. Is going to retire Tanesaki on a ground out 1-3 for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda. For Genda, he's batting .264 on the season. He's got a homer and 12 runs batted in. Our friend Mick is keeping an eye on the Hanshin Tigers and the Yomiuri Giants. 0-0, he says, at the end of the first inning. So here comes the first offering to Genda. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Genda last night was on base quite a bit as well, just like his counterpart Tanesaki. He was on base 4 out of 5 times. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. He had a single, a triple, and another single last night, and they did reach on a fielder's choice. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly to second. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman, Oshiro, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Genda on a ground out 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Tomoya Mori. For Mori, he's batting .250 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 21 runs batted in. Mori missed some time as he had injured his hand. There was some frustration in an earlier game. It was believed that he had punched a helmet, and that had broken a bone in his hand. The helmet won, and Mori lost. That cost him some time as he was away for a little bit. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Mori last night, he was on base a couple of times with a couple of walks. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and now the count quickly goes to 0-2. So both the pitchers, Hirai and Miyagi, have come out throwing strikes tonight. Unlike last night's game, which we would have expected from the two pitchers that went. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is grounded over to first. It is fielded neatly by Tongu. He's going to take it himself, and that is going to do it. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for out number 3. And just like that, the Lions are done here. They got no runs and no hits, no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're now through one complete. It is the Buffaloes nothing, the Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We'll be back after this. Appreciate y'all for stopping in. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to go check him out, as he's got all kinds of crazy things to entertain you on his channel. And we are going back to the live action here in just a moment, as the starting pitcher, Katsunori Hirai, is completing his warm-up tosses. Hirai struck out 2 of the first 3 batters he's faced in this one here. Now he's got the heart of the Orix batting order coming up. It is going to be Yoshida, Sugimoto, and Mune to face the right-hander. And here he is ready to go. It is Masataka Yoshida who steps in. Yoshida batting .310. He's got 11 homers and 54 runs batted in. He is currently positioned at number 2 in the batting race in the Pacific League. Go Matsumoto, the Fighters, is out in front by a country mile. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yoshida. Yoshida batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Hirai. Hirai holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. It's past the first base coach's box, and count goes quickly to 0-2. Our friend Mick says 15 to make 204, I think. Have to have a relook on that one, especially if you start piling on some of the stuff together. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to right field. Racing back on it and making the catch over the shoulder on the warning track is Ito. That is going to do it for Yoshida. Yoshida hit the ball right on the screws, but he is going to be retired for out number 1 here in the second inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yutaro Sugimoto. For Sugimoto, he's batting .251 on the season. He's got 13 homers and 46 runs batted in. Bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Hirai. And here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Sugimoto last night was 0 for 4. He did not reach base in that game, and here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Hirai is working quickly with nobody on, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sugimoto. As a reminder, we are going to be back on for these same 2 teams again tomorrow night, doing the complete series here. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Sugimoto has gone down on strikes for the second out of the inning. It's the 3rd batter retired on strikes tonight by the starter Hirai. He did go fishing on that pitch. That definitely was a breaking ball as well. You can see it out of the hand. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing at full speed the difference between the split finger and the breaking ball. Of course, when you slow it down, you're able to see the difference. But you can certainly see the spin of the breaking ball, and that brings Yuma Mune to the plate. And the first pitch to Mune is a fastball that misses up and in for ball one, and the count is 1-0. All the games are currently underway in the NPB, and we'll keep you abreast on all the scores. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0 to Mune. So 2 balls and no strikes. It was the big blast last night. The 2-run homer by Mune, his first of the year, that had put the Buffaloes up 2-0. Unable to hold that lead as the Lions chipped away throughout the ballgame with 3 in the 8th. There's a breaking ball that misses down, but they appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say Mooney didn't go, and the count now is 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. So Harai leans in, he gets the sign from his catcher Mori, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yuma Mune. Mune waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from the right-handed pitcher Harai, and now Mune has asked for time, and he steps out. He's ready to go here, and now Harai steps off the rubber. We got a little gamesmanship going on, and now we're ready to go. So here comes the 3-1 offering. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Should Mune reach base, he'll be followed by the first baseman Hiroma Tongu. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses inside, and Mune is aboard with a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up the first baseman Tongu. For Tongu, he's batting .208 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 10 runs batted in. First baseman tonight is Jansen Witt, and he's holding court over there with the base runner Mune. So stepping up to the plate is Tongu. Tongu, that's from the right side. He didn't play in last night's game. And so he's got the catcher Mori is out orchestrating his defense. Didn't really like where the third baseman Nakamura was posting up, so he was moving him over a little bit. So here comes the first offering to the first baseman Tongu, and he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-0. There were a couple of changes in the lineup tonight for Orix, and same thing with the Lions. They have a couple of changes as well. Pretty much the core of the lineup is intact from last night's ball game for both teams. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And Harai delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. This is the best, or I find it to be the best, when you can make the calls on the games in consecutive days, just as we're doing with the Dodgers and the Giants, to be able to see those ones and make consistent consecutive calls. And when you can do that, it allows you to be able to get a feel for both of the teams. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 to Tongu. You can see what they did the night before. You can see how they're playing. Sometimes you can also see how the opposition is attacking them, or certainly pitching to them. So here comes the 2-1 offering. And it is a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 3-1 to Tongu. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So the right-hander Harai checks the sign. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the offering to the First baseman Tongu swings at it and grounds it foul over on the third base side. Nice play by the third base coach to scoop that one up. That's going to run the count now to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Mick says you've got some sort of underwear infomercial going on the, must be on the Giants and the Tigers game. Can't say that if our friend Steve Rademacher is going to do one of those, we certainly don't want to be here to see it. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And it is a fastball swung on and grounded foul. It's over on the third base side again, and the count remains at 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tongu. The runner Mune is on motion as the count is full. So expect if there's a base hit here, he's definitely going to be going to third. Anything into the gap, he should be able to score from first base as Mooney runs pretty good. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Ryan kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and it's going to be back-to-back walks here for the Buffaloes with 2 outs in the second inning. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Katara Kirbiashi. So Harai was cruising along here to start the ball game, retired the first 5 batters he faced. Then Yuma Mune worked him for a walk, and so did Hiroma Tongu, and now they've got 2 on and 2 out, and that brings Kirbiashi to the plate. With Kirbiashi, he's batting .209 on the year. He's got 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. So the right-handed batter facing the right-handed throwing slants of Harai. Harai holds at the belt. He checks the runner Mune at second, and now he delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. All of a sudden, we've got to a point where Harai can't buy a strike. So Harai has faced 7 of the 7 hitters he's faced. He's gone full count on 3 of them. There's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded over to first. A nice play by Witt. He fields it, and he steps on the base, and that is going to do it here on a ground out to 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Buffaloes make it interesting. They move a runner into scoring position. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the second inning. It is the Orix Buffaloes nothing, the Seibu Seibu Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning after this when we return. Here is our friend Matt.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Appreciate you there, Matt Hollis, and your support of the channel. Be sure to check out another Hollis build after the game. We'll be right back in 30 seconds after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be the heart of the Lions batting order coming to bat. That means Hatake Yamakawa, Takia Nakamura, and Brian O'Grady are going to be facing the lefty Miyagi. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Troy says he just put a straight bet in for under the first 5 under. I'm not sure what the under is for the first 5, Troy. In this one here, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say that Yamakawa didn't go, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yamakawa waiting on the offering here, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yamakawa. Yamakawa had looked like he was wanting to add to his home run total. He's hitting .277 on the year. He leads the Pacific League with 30 homers and 64 runs batted in. And there was a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and Yamakawa sure didn't believe what the home plate umpire had to say, but it must be true because he went up with the right hand. I have to tell you, that ball was not received very well by the catcher, Fushimi. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Going into the corner after it is the right fielder, Sugimoto. And cruising into second base safely is Yamakawa with a double, and he's got a leadoff double here to start the second inning. So he is aboard, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Takiya Nakamura. So the big fella going the other way, sliced that ball down the line. And he was able to stay inside the ball, and as he sent it into the corner, Sugimoto had to dig after it. Yamakawa was running hard right out of the box. The big fella is in at second with the double. So Nakamura steps up to the plate. He's hitting .183. He's got 4 homers and 18 RBIs. Got Brian Solera here. He says, I'm glad to join you this evening. He's going to give us his prediction. Either that or he's going to tell us he's going to try to stay awake. So here's the first offering to Nakamura. It's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura gets the start at third base tonight. Didn't play in last night's ball game. He's really in the twilight of his career. When I see Nakamura, I think of the Major League Baseball's version of Miguel Cabrera. He's a shell of his former self. There's a fastball that is swung on and lifted down the right field line. It's going to go foul into the seats. Count is 1-1. Brian says he predicts that the Seibu Seibu Lions are going to win this game 7-4. So he's got 11 runs total on it. Well, they're going to have some work to do, both of these teams, if they're going to start putting some runs up on the board. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to third. It is fielded by Mune. He fires across the diamond. That is going to retire Nakamura on a ground out 5-3. It's going to hold the runner Yamakawa at second. That is going to bring up the left fielder Brian O'Grady. So for O'Grady, he's hitting .227. He's got 14 homers and 39 runs batted in. He is nestled in at third in the Pacific League in home runs, behind Hideto Asamura and Otaka Yamakawa. Our friend Mick says, I don't know, Brian, we'll see about that. And Troy wants to know if he bet that. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1 to O'Grady. So Brian says he's got the over 7.5. Our friend Mick has updated us on the Tiger game, and he says that the Tigers have scored a run against the Giants. So here comes the 0-1 offering to O'Grady. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Miyagi painted the corner on the inside there. Can't blame O'Grady for watching that one go by, as he's probably looking somewhat middle and away against the lefty here. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. And it looks like we're going to get ourselves some form of a breaking ball here. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball, and that was way outside. It was almost, not only was it in the other batter's box, it looked like it was going to leave the batter's box. It's going to run the count to 1-2. It says it was an RBI single with 2 gone that cashed in the run. I think they're playing that game in the Eggs, so anytime you play in the Tokyo Dome, there's a lot of chance for home runs, and runs can be scored quickly. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. We get the video review on that one, and it's too close to take, in my opinion, but hold on, plate umpire has got the best view. You can't always tell with the camera angles. Sometimes with the angles of the camera, it's a bit deceiving. It's almost got to be straight up and down over the plate or right in behind the pitcher. Here comes the 2-2. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and that is going to run the count to 3-2. Brian says, I read that the Angels got some very enticing offers for Ohtani at the deadline. Yeah, I'm not sure about them wanting to flip Ohtani quite yet. Obviously, they were busy at the deadline moving Raciel Iglesias, Brandon Marsh, and Noah Syndergaard right off the top of my head. Syndergaard and Marsh in separate deals going to the Phillies. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to O'Grady. There's a fastball that just misses down, and that is going to earn O'Grady a walk. It's going to put runners at first and second, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Ito. For Ito, he's batting .236. He's got 7 homers and 17 runs batted in. Our friend Mick says he's going to be back in a minute. He's going to grab some coffee. Oh, don't be away too long. We're going to miss those updates on the Tiger and the Giants game. So Ito comes to the plate. The runner at second is Yamakawa. The runner at first is O'Grady. There's one away here. Our friend Brian says they won't trade him. Too much value in him. The amount of money right now is something the Angels don't want to get rid of. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I agree. And really, they're not having to overpay him right now. It's not like he's on a huge contract. And you're getting a double whammy out of him. You're getting a pitcher and a hitter. Just producing above rates. I don't know what the wins above replacement calculations would be, but how it is that Ohtani isn't more than that. And there's a breaking ball swung on it, is grounded to the left side. It's through the 6 hole into left field, past the diving third baseman Mune, and that is going to load the bases here with one gone, as Ito's got himself a single. So Yamakawa goes over to third. O'Grady is now at second. The bases are full of Lions, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Jansen Witt. Our friend Mick says a New York Yankee Ohtani, and that's where he might end up eventually. Because whether he is an Angel or a Dodger, that's the SoCal market. I think maybe at some point in time he might be on his way to the New York Yankees, but not right now. So Jansen Witt steps up to the plate. Witt is batting .200 right on the button. He's got a couple of homers and 12 RBIs, and the first pitch is a fastball that's outside. The count is 1-0. Brian Solera might be onto something here as the bases are loaded with only one out. The Lions are looking to put some runs on the board. Yagi had a pretty simple first inning, setting down the Lions in order 1-2-3, but he's got himself into some difficulties here. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now even at 1-1. Friend Brian says that Trout has been injured too often, though. He's the best player in the majors, but his lack of durability is starting to turn heads. Yeah, there should start to be some concerns about that. I know I used to say a few things. It's players get to the Hall of Fame. In my opinion, it's what they do after the age of 34 that cements their legacy in baseball. I'd be a little bit concerned right now at the rate that Trout is breaking down a bit. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. Obviously, they said he's got a bit of a back issue. Well, that's going to nag him for the rest of his career. When I think of somebody like Andrew McCutchen early in his career, and McCutchen was winning an MVP, if you would have asked me at the first 5 years of McCutchen's career, I would have said, hey, here's a guy that looks like he's on pace to go to the Hall of Fame. But boy, did his career drop off fast. He's still a nice player, but he's nowhere near in the conversation for Hall of Fame, as there's a breaking ball that misses inside. And the count is now 3-1 to Jansen Witt. So the bases are loaded with one gone here. It's a 3-1 count to Witt. Yagi's going to have to give him something good to hit here. Witt's going to have to put a good swing on a good pitch. So Yamakawa at third, the runner O'Grady at second, and it's a fastball taken right down the middle for called strike, and the count is now 3-2. I'm not sure what Witt was looking for. It wasn't that pitch, and it was right down the chute. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Witt. So the crowd is waving their flags, cheering their hometown heroes on. Here comes the 3-2 offering. And Miyagi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, but was right on time with the pitch. Our friend Troy said that would be a horrible trade, Brian. I agree. I see the trade in the chat room here, and Severino, Rizzo, and Stanton. Severino is back on the shelf again. If I'm asking for Ohtani, there's got to be at least Dominguez, Volpe, or possibly Alcantara, two of those three involved in the trade coming the other way. There's a fastball that misses, and that is going to be ball 4. I'm not sure where that missed. Miyagi is confused. He's looking at, he doesn't know where the pitch is. That's ball 4. That pitch looked like it was right down the middle. Jansen Witt almost surprised, and he's going to get himself a walk and an RBI. You don't see a lot of verbal communication from the Japanese players, but Miyagi is beside himself. We're going to go back and look at the replay on that one. That pitch didn't look, unless that pitch was low, it was right down the middle. And Jansen Witt has earned himself a walk and an RBI. It's going to keep the bases loaded. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Shinya Hasegawa. And the defense has come in to talk to Miyagi. So the runner at first is Witt. The runner at second is Ito, and O'Grady is now the runner at third. The bases are full of Lions with one gone. It's the one thing that you notice here in the Japanese League, much like it is in Europe, I'd mentioned before, is the home plate umpire doesn't come out to break up the conference. It was the second base umpire that comes in and breaks up the conference on the mound. Usually that's done because it's the pitching coach or the pitcher might have a few choice words to deliver to the home plate umpire. So here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Brian is offering up trade scenarios for, I wouldn't take any of those guys. Cortez, Rizzo, Taillon, or Stanton. I wouldn't take any of those guys to be considered as a offer for Ohtani. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. If you're moving Ohtani, you've got to look for the future. And in the case of Rizzo, Taillon, and Stanton, their future is in the rearview mirror. And Cortez, although he's having a great season, he was a 36th round draft pick. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is popped up over on the right side. Moving back underneath it is the second baseman, Oshiro, who makes the catch. And that is going to retire Hasegawa for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the top of the order and Shuta Tonosaki. A trade like that, as Brian says, the Angels lineup sucks right now. Can't score runs at all. Well, if they get those 4 guys, they're going to be okay in the short term, but long term, they're going to suck as well because there's no future, I believe, in any of those 3 guys. As I said, Cortez is going to have to... Well, Cortez is actually a guy who, in all fairness to him, he was an all-star this year, but he actually was originally drafted, I believe, by the Yankees. I think he was with Baltimore for a bit because the Yankees let him go. And when the Orioles let him go, or he was able to, they picked him up off the scrap heap again. And there's a ball that misses outside to Tonosaki. Count as 1 ball and no strikes. So the lefty, Miyagi, ready to go to work again. He delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. One thing I haven't mentioned in this stream is we were doing the game between the Dodgers and the Giants last night. It was announced the passing of Vin Scully, legendary broadcaster for the Los Angeles Dodgers at 94 years old. Had himself a great broadcasting career, and he was loved by many. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 on Tonosaki. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The legends of broadcasting, long gone. I don't know how many people still actually listen to the radio these days. I know that the Blue Jays a couple of years ago decided they wanted to simulcast, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. Anytime a game is simulcast with the television guys doing the stuff that's broadcast over the radio, you really miss a whole lot. You don't get the descriptions. You don't get much of anything because they go off on their tangents because the pictures of the TV are doing that type of stuff. There's a breaking ball that this is down and in, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Tonosaki. So the runners are going to be on the move here. So Brian has changed teams. He says, what about Lindor, Alvarez, and 2 top 100 prospects? Well, it depends on who the prospects are. I mean, as I said, I think you'd want to be looking at guys like Dominguez or Volpe, although Volpe's not having a good year at the plate this year for the Yankees. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Tonosaki is gone on strikes. He is done for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the second inning. There was 1 run in the inning. There was 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We are now through 2 innings. It is the Seibu Lions 1, the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment as we're going to continue to dissect Brian's trade offers for Shohei Ohtani. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs, we have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order coming up for Orix in their half of the third inning. That means it's going to be Tori Fushimi, Shuhei Fukuda, and Koji Oshiro to face the right-hander Katsunori Hirai. Hirai got himself into a little bit of a jam there in the second inning after retiring the first 2 batters he faced, and then he walked Iwamune and Hiroma Tongu. Was able to get Kataro Kobayashi to ground out to end the inning. So Fushimi, Fukuda, and Oshiro here to begin the third. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Brian says Alvarez is a top prospect in the minors. Yeah, I think that you're going to want to have a haul for Ohtani much similar to the haul that you're going to have for what Juan Soto had. In fact, maybe even more because he pitches. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. That's going to run the count to 1-2. When you look at that trade that the Padres made to get Juan Soto, C.J. Abrams, who was a recent number 1 pick, although I'm not convinced that C.J. Abrams was a great fit there in San Diego. He wasn't going to knock out the shortstop Tatis. I think Ha-Seong Kim has the edge on him as well as a shortstop. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-2. So long term, unless he was going to get a center fielder's glove to use, I didn't know where Abrams was going to play there. So Abrams, the one that intrigues me, well, they've got James Wood and Robert Hassel. There's a fly ball lifted into right field. Camping out underneath it is the right fielder, Ito. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Fushimi as the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. So when you think of Robert Hassel and James Wood, those two there, both number ones. Those guys there are ones that are there. And, of course, Mackenzie Gore, another former one. So they've got themselves some top draft choices and young players in return for Juan Soto. If they can hit on at least two of them, if not three, and they've got themselves in a pretty good position there. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is 0-1 to Fukuda. That was actually a split finger fastball. The ball hung up a little bit there for Hirai. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fukuda will be followed by the second baseman, Koji Oshiro. And here comes the offering from Hirai. It is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Hirai back into the motion, and he delivers. It is a fastball that misses, and the count runs to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Shuhei Fukuda. Fukuda really starts with his hands in launch. He's already in loaded position. He just lets the hands go, and here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow left. Ryan O'Grady camps out underneath it, and he makes the grab. It's going to retire Fukuda for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Koji Oshiro. So a little bit of a quiet night tonight. We've got the regulars in here, but a little lighter than what we've had the last couple of nights. Certainly last night with the star Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound was a big night to come in to watch or to listen in our case. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. As a reminder, we'll be back on again tomorrow night for these same 2 teams, same time, same place, same channel. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say that Oshiro didn't go. Runs the count to 2-0. Friend Mick says the Kaiwoom Eagles scored in the first inning. They've got a 1-0 lead. For those of you who enjoy the KBO, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1 to Oshiro. Here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2 to Oshiro. Scores from around the NPB. Every game has got at least a run in it. Other scores here in the Pacific League. The Hokkaido Nippon Hamp Fighters have a 2-0 lead. It's in the bottom of the third against the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. They are still batting right now with a couple out. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Oshiro. Chibalote Marines have a 2-1 lead over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It's in the top of the third inning. Yokohama Dana Bay Stars lead the Hiroshima Carp 3-2. That's in top of 4. Yakult Swallows have a 3-2 lead over Chinichi. That's top 3. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. This ball is going to get down, and it's going to get up the gap all the way to the wall. O'Grady fields it. Running hard, rounding second, and then coming to a stop is Oshiro. He's got himself a stand-up double. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Well, Nakagawa, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown out to center field his first time up. So this is the same pattern as the last inning, as the starting pitcher, Hirai, retires the first 2 batters he faces, and then he gets himself into a little bit of a pickle. That's where he's at again here. The runner is in scoring position. That's Oshiro. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Buffaloes. checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakagawa flew up to center field to almost the deepest part of the ballpark his first time up. It was a great catch by Hasegawa, who caught out on the warning track and braced himself as he ran into the fence. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakagawa. Right-hander Harai gets the sign from his catcher Mori. He works set at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. The count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. All kinds of action around the NPB. As we said, the Fighters leading the Hawks again. Hawks were a game and a half back entering tonight's play. Loss there will slide them back a little bit further if the Lions can find a way to win this one. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And Harai checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the left field line, and it is just going to go foul. Oh boy, that ball did not go foul by much. It was hit on the screws. That's going to keep the count at 1-2 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa was not fooled at all. The ball there was just hooked. The ball ends up bounding by the bullpen there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It still is to Nakagawa. Runner at second is Oshiro. There's 2 gone here in the 3rd inning. And Harai is ready to go. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harai ready to go back to work. He leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher, Tomoya Mori. He comes set. He checks the runner at second. Here comes the 2-2 offering. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. I'm sure he wants to try to take care of Nakagawa here, putting him aboard. It'll be Masataki Yoshida who looms on deck. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. Harai now ready to go back at it. This is going to be the 61st pitch of the ball game for the right-hander. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. Fielded by Tanasaki. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's a ground out 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 2.5. It is the Orix Buffaloes trailing the Saitama Seibu Lions 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd in just a moment. Appreciate you all for being here. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square, back to Freddy.
As always, we appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game for all your baseball entertainment needs. We are going to be moving now to the bottom of the third inning. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming to bat. Suzuki Genda, Tomoya Mori, and Hataka Yamakawa. We already faced the left-hander Hiroya Miyagi. Genda tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up. The first pitch is a fastball swung on it, is tapped slowly back to the mound. Miyagi fields it. He flips it to first. With one pitch, we have one away here in the third inning, and that will bring up the catcher Tomoya Mori. So for Mori tonight, he grounded out to first his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The crowd that there is in Saitama is on their feet. They're making quite a bit of noise, but we said there's a lot of empty seats here. So Mori comes up to the plate. He grounded to first his first time up to end the first inning. It's officially 0 for 1. And here comes the first pitch from Miyagi. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Mori. Lefty ready to go back to work again. He kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that loops up just a little bit high, and the count goes to 1-1. That one was a lollipop that floated a little bit too high for the home plate umpire's liking. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. One thing I will say about the battery tonight and the catcher, Fushimi, I'm not a huge fan of the way that Fushimi will receive some of these pitches. I think he can make his pitcher look better. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Racing back on the warning track and looking up, and this ball is gone. A home run for Mori. A solo shot. That's going to increase the lead to 2-0. That ball there, we had to see if it was going to stay fair, as it just stayed to the left of the foul pole, but not by much. And that is going to increase the Lion lead to 2-0 here in the third inning. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Hataka Yamakawa. Friend Mick says in the bottom of the fourth inning, still 1-0 for the Tigers being up. But we got 2-0 here now for the Saitama Seibu Lions. It was a nice catch by the fan in the front row. It was a bit of a wall scraper there for Mori. And here's the first offering to Yamakawa. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yamakawa got the second inning rolling with a leadoff double. He came around and scored the first run of the ballgame for the Lions. There's a fastball that misses down in it, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to Yamakawa. I was saying about the catcher, Fushimi, the way he's receiving the pitches, he's been beaten a few times to spots. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep center field. There's got to be room. It's playable for the center fielder, Fukuda, who camps out underneath it, and he makes the grab. That is going to retire Yamakawa for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Takiya Nakamura. For Nakamura, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to third his first time up. He had a ball that he hit foul his first time up that he was able to get around on. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is hit to deep left field. Moving back underneath it is the left fielder, Nakagawa, and he's going to make the catch. Nakamura is going to be retired for the second out of the inning, but there was damage in the inning as the Lions get another run and they add to their lead on the solo shot by Tomoya Mori. There was 1 run and 1 hit in the inning. There were no errors and nobody left on base. Your score at the end of 3 complete. It is the Saitama Seibu Lions 2, the Orix Buffaloes. No score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call at the top of the fourth inning after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fourth inning. It is going to be the heart of the Orix batting order coming up to face the right-hander Katsunori Hirai. It'll be Masataki Yoshida, Yutaro Sugimoto, and Yuma Mune to get things going here in the fourth inning. Right-hander Hirai has not been very economical with his pitches. He has over 60 pitches through the first three innings. I'll get you the confirmation on that, but I believe he would be at 61 at the end of that inning, and that is exactly where he is at. As he's going to start the fourth here. The second inning and the third inning, he had retired the first two batters that he faced in the inning, and then he ends up getting himself into a little bit of trouble. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses inside Yoshida, and the count is 1-0. For Yoshida, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. He had that ball right on the screws, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded softly to first. Witt picks his up as he steps on the bag as he takes it himself. It's going to be a ground out to 3 for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder Yutaro Sugimoto. For Sugimoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up against the right-hander Hirai. So here comes the first offering. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and foul tipped right back into the catcher, Mori. Mori had to brace himself as the home plate umpire had to support him up. So no balls and 1 strike to Sugimoto. The umpire gives him that little moment of to be able to catch himself as he goes out and dusts off the plate. So no balls and 1 strike to Sugimoto. Here's the offering. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Mick says the Tigers hit a home run, and they're now up 2-0. Sounds very similar to what's going on in this one. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Sugimoto. It's a fastball that misses inside. Count is now 2-1. Games have a similar pattern to each other. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Hirai ready to go to work again. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count is now even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hirai waiting on the sign from his catcher, Mori. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and Sugimoto waved at it, and that is going to be out number 2 as he goes down on strikes. That's the second time today that Sugimoto has been retired via the strikeout, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Pitch wasn't even close. It bounced. Literally bounced in the other batter's box, and Sugimoto went chasing for it. Was not able to hold off. So Mune tonight had walked his first time up. He was stranded at second base. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. As we mentioned, Mune last night hit the 2-run homer. He accounted for both of the runs as he scored himself and drove in the other. 2-run shot to put the Buffaloes up last night. That wasn't good enough as the Lions were able to claw back and win that game 4-2. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that is up and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lots of fireworks all over the NPB tonight. So here comes the 1-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder, Ito. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it. So the Buffaloes go quietly here in their top of the fourth. 3 up and 3 down. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through 3.5. It is Saitama Seibu Lions 2, the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the bottom of the fourth inning in just a couple of moments. After this game has got a little bit of zip to it tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the fourth inning coming up. We'll be back in just a few to give you the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're about to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is going to be Brian O'Grady, Ito, and Jansen Witt here to face the left-hander Hiroya Miyagi. Miyagi ready to begin his fourth inning of work. Our friend Troy says, hopefully the pitchers, the Tigers got turnout good. Take a look at both of the arms that they got. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I mean, I haven't seen either of them pitch. The one they got from the Braves doesn't look like he's anything particularly special. The one they got for Fulmer looks like he's posting up some decent numbers in high A. And there's a first pitch breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now no balls and 2 strikes to O'Grady. O'Grady fouled that last pitch off himself. As he walks around, he's trying to get himself collected. So no balls and 2 strikes. To see where he fouled that pitch off of. So here he goes. He digs himself back in the batter's box. Waiting on the 0-2 offering. And here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers, does Miyagi. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 1-2. So that is my thoughts on the Tiger acquisitions. I just don't believe that Alex Avila can pull a trade off that is going to benefit the Tigers at this point. I have no faith in what he can do. There's a fastball that misses outside, and I'll use the examples of that. What he got in return for Justin Verlander, what he got in return for JD Martinez. Those are the first 2 that come to mind, and right now nothing has come out of either of those trades. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and there's the breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 3-2, and while we're on that, what he's got in return for Austin Meadows, what he gave up. And Isaac Paredes. Paredes has been playing, or had been playing very well. I haven't checked in on him lately down in Tampa Bay. So here's the 3-2 pitch to O'Grady. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined to third. Diving was Mune. He knocks it down, but he's not able to make the catch. Keeps it from getting into the outfield. A nice effort by the third baseman. It's going to be a base hit for O'Grady. He's been on board now for the second time tonight. He hit that ball hard, went the other way with it. Mune diving to his left, hits his glove. He stops it, but he's not able to make the catch. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Ito. So Ito singled his first time up. He was stranded at second base back in the second inning. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Ito has raised his average up to 239. He's got 7 homers and 17 runs batted in. So Miyagi ready to go back at it. He holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So thinking about the Detroit Tigers, as Troy had said about what they got in return. So who did they get? Well, probably somebody very similar like an Alex Lang or that kind of caliber player. There's a breaking ball swung on, or a Joey Wentz. It is swung on, is lifted into shallow center field. Coming over is the center fielder, Shuhei Fukuda. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Ito for the second out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, or that's 1 away. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Jansen Witt. get the nap in between the Dodger Giant game and this one. Last night I was able to get a couple in, so I'm really pleased to see that the pace of this one is moving along quickly. So Jansen Witt steps to the plate. He walked and got credited with an RBI his first time up, and there's a first pitch fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Witt is hitting 200 on the season. He started to swing the bat a little bit better. He's hitting well below the Mendoza line, and he's got it up to 200 now. Looks like he's getting himself a little bit more comfortable. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back. The count now goes to 0-2. Of course, every time I say that, it's usually the kiss of death for the hitters. I start telling them that they're doing well, and the next thing you know is they start to go into the tank. So no balls and 2 strikes. Miyagi. It's the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jansen Witt. The lefty, Miyagi, holds at the belt. And here's the 1-2. It is a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Witt stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 2. I think Miyagi would have wanted that one back. I think in the first time that Witt came up, it looked like it was a strike 3 pitch. And that pitch, the one the first time, looked a lot better than that one. But he is able to retire Witt for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Shinya Hasegawa. So for Hasegawa, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to the second baseman his first time up. So left-hander against the right-hander. Miyagi kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Hasegawa's average is dipped to 162. 6 for 37 on the year. And here comes the pitch from the lefty Miyagi. He delivers a fastball outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander waggling the bat, or the right-handed hitter waggling the bat, waiting on the lefty Miyagi. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 1-2. Last pitch there, it looked like it was a changeup. An interesting type of grip that the lefty has. Almost looks like his ring finger and middle finger are raised off the ball. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Hasegawa. Our friend Mick says that the Samson Lions have scored against the Doosan Bears. It's 1-0. Not sure if he'd posted that one up earlier. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to the right-handed hitting outfielder, and there's a check swing that is grounded down the first baseline, and that ball is just going to go foul. Probably a good thing for Miyagi that it did. As the runner had got by him, the first baseman, Tongu, had come in to field the ball. There was nobody at first base. Even if the pitcher would have fielded the ball, they might not have been able to make that play over at first. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to the center fielder, Hasegawa. Gets himself set in the batter's box. It's again the third night in a row that we've seen the Lions wearing these camo uniforms, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. As we said last night, if they continue to play like they have been, this might be a staple. They won't give up. They'll just use it the rest of the way. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. This is going to be now the 8th pitch of the at-bat that Hasegawa is about to see. Brian O'Grady is kind of the forgotten man. He had a leadoff single here, and he hasn't moved since. So here comes the 2-2. Here's the pitch from Miyagi. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Seibu watched that one go by, and that was back-to-back strikeouts called looking. That is going to do it here for the Lions in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. It is the Seibu Lions 2, the Orix Buffaloes, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 5th inning in just a couple moments. Glad you guys could be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. Katsunori Hirai is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we're about ready to resume the action here in just a moment. He's going to be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Orix batting order. That means it's going to be Hironga Tongu, Kentaro Kobayashi, and Torai Fushimi. That is who is going to be hitting here. It is 2 runs so far in this ballgame for the Lions. A bases-loaded walk delivered to Jansen. Witt got the first run in, and a Tomoya Mori solo shot in the 3rd was the 2nd run. That is where we stand here as we are moving into the 5th inning. 71 pitches so far for the right-hander Katsunori Hirai, as he is ready to go back to work here in the 5th inning. So Tongu steps in, and here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is hit to deep left field. Racing back and looking up is O'Grady, and this ball is gone. A home run as Tongu has cut into the lead here with a solo shot to lead off the 5th inning. That ball was spanked right out. O'Grady went back and took a look, and that was about 10 rows into the seats. So a solo shot here, and that cuts the lead to 2-1. There's high fives all the way around. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Kentaro Kobayashi. And Hirai knew it. As soon as he delivered the pitch, you could tell. He didn't even have to turn around to look. Tongu absolutely delivered a blast there to make the score 2-1. So now here comes Kobayashi, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. Kobayashi tonight grounded out to first his first time up. He's 0 for 1. So here comes the offering from Hirai. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted to deep left field. Racing back is O'Grady. He's on the warning track. He leaps and he makes the catch up against the wall. Nice play by O'Grady. Both balls have been struck hard here to start the inning. One for a home run and one for a deep fly ball out. So that is going to retire Kobayashi for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Torai Fushimi. Kobayashi does have some juice in the stick. He's able to turn on the pitches. A great play by O'Grady. As he raced back, he leapt up against the wall, was able to brace himself. There was a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Fushimi. Fushimi tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. I can see both of these teams are not necessarily pleased with the home plate umpire. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Genda. He throws to first. Fushimi has gone on a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. For Fukuda tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking and flown out to left field in his 2 trips to the plate. So here he comes, ready to face the right-hander Harai for the 3rd time. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Fukuda's average is dipped down to 271 on the year. He takes a breaking ball that misses, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander leans in, he comes set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field, and Fukuda's got himself a 2-out single. Seems to be the mantra for Harai, although the leadoff home run here to start the inning was a little bit different, but a lot of the action have come with a couple outs. He has some trouble trying to finish off the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Koji Oshiro. For Oshiro tonight, he is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. He also struck out in the first inning. So 1 for 2 tonight. He waggles the bat, does Oshiro, and he's waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Harai. And he kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Again, Harai holds at the belt, and he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Oshiro. That ball there had a little bit of backdoor run on it. I'm not sure it had enough to catch that corner. But the home plate umpire said so it must be true. So no balls and 2 strikes. And now Harai has stepped out the backside of the rubber. He's going through the sequencing with his catcher. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. They throw down to first. And getting back in time is the base runner Fukuda. Tomoya Mori is a difference maker for the Lions behind the plate. When he was out, they had a lot of trouble controlling the running game. He likes to throw the ball around. He's pretty solid back there, the veteran catcher for the Lions. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryan leans in. He gets the sign he likes. Now he's set at the belt. Here comes the 1-2 offering. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed. Oshiro goes down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. That is out number 3 here. Well, they get a run back on the home run by Tongu. There was 1 run in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 4.5. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 5th inning in just a couple moments. Glad you guys could pop in here with us tonight. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Seibu Seibu Lions. That means it's going to be Shuta Tonosaki Suzuki Genda and Tomoya Mori face the left-hander Hiroya Miyagi for the 5th inning here. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that this is down and away. The appeal over to the first base umpire, but he says Tanasaki didn't go, and the count is 1-0. Tanasaki tonight is 0 for 2. And he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He is grounded to the pitcher and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. I mentioned last night he was on base all 5 times he came to the plate. He had a couple of doubles and 3 walks in that ball game. There's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. It's fielded by Yuma Mune, but it's going to run the count to 1-2. Lions here batting in the bottom half of the 5th inning with a 2-1 lead. He scored a run in the 2nd inning on the bases loaded walk to Jansen Witt, and another on the solo shot in the 3rd by the catcher Tomoya Mori. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is now 2-2 to Tanasaki. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miyagi ready to deliver his 80th pitch of the ball game. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 3-2. Miyagi is just a little bit more efficient than his counterpart Hirai. Not a whole lot more. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Drifting back on it is Sugimoto. He's camping out underneath it. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Tanasaki for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up the shortstop Suzuki Genda. For Genda, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded out to second both of his trips to the plate. So 0 for 2 for Genda. We mentioned this game here has some pretty good zip to it tonight as we're moving along. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-0 to Genda. Genda's average is dipped to 262 on the season. A homer and 12 RBIs. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to the first baseman, fielded neatly by Tongu. He steps on the bag as he takes it himself, and that's going to retire Genda on it. Ground out to 3 for out number 2. It's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. For Mori, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He had a home run and drove in a run his first time up. He's also grounded to first. Mori hitting from the left side. He slowly continues to pull his batting average up. He's up to 253 now. Here comes the first offering. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Racing back on it and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Mori, his 2nd of the ball game, and that is going to increase the lead and restore the lead of 2 runs here to 3-1 now for the Lions in their half of the 3rd inning. Or their half of the 5th inning, I should say. So 3-1 is the score. As Mori has done the damage twice tonight to the lefty Miyagi. So high fives all the way around. Our friend Mick says Doosan over Samsung 2-1. As he's keeping us abreast on the KBO out-of-town scoreboard. So Mori does the damage. As that restores the lead to 3-1 now. As here we go back to the live action, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside to Yamakawa. Another run scored with 2 out in this ball game. So here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded slowly over to third. It is fielded by Mune. He throws on the run. It's up the line into right field. The first baseman, Tongu, catches it, and he comes back and steps on the base as he still has plenty of time to get Yamakawa. It's a ground out, 5-3, and that is going to do it here in the 5th inning for the Lions. But they get a run back. There was 1 run on 1 hit, the homer by Mori. No errors and nobody left the board. We're through 5 complete. It's what we like to call the Japanese halftime. As the cheerleaders are just about to come in. We'll give you the rest of those Korean scores from our friend Mick in just a couple moments. But hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Here is our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in just a couple moments, as it is going to be moving now to the top of the 6th inning. We have ourselves a 3-1 ball game for the Lions. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard from around the NPB. We have a delay in Tohoku, which is one of the reasons why we didn't call that game. I assume it's a rain delay. We're seeing the delay on it there. It's a 3-1 lead for Chiba. That's in the top of the 4th inning. 3-8-0 for the Marines, 1-3-0 for the Golden Eagles. We chose to do some of the series. I looked at the forecast, and I saw that there was rain last night, but I don't think they had a delay last night of the game. Of course, it looks like it has reared its head here in Tohoku. 3-1 for the Chibalote Marines over the Golden Eagles. In Hokkaido, it is a 3-0 lead. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Fighters are beating the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3-3-0 for the Fighters, 0-3-0 for the Hawks. Those are the other scores in the Pacific League. Over in the Central League, it is the Yokohama Da Bay Stars with a 3-2 lead. That's going to the top of the 6th inning over the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. 3-6-0 for Yokohama, 2-4-0 for the Carp. The Hanshin Tigers have a 2-0 lead over the Yomiuri Giants. That's going to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-3-0 for the Tigers, 0-3-0 for the Yomiuri Giants. Bottom of the 6th inning in Yomiuri. And then in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Yakult Swallows have a 6-3 lead over the Chinichi Dragons. 6-7-1 for the Swallows, 3-8-1 for Chinichi. That is where the scoreline is right now. It looks like the game is resumed. The bottom of the 4th inning, the delay is over between the Eagles and the Marines. So we'll keep our eye on that one. That is going to be a little bit behind us now as they have recovered from the rain. So the right-hander, Katsunori Harai, 83 pitches in his first 5 innings of work. And he's going to be on to begin the 6th inning here, as he has a 3-1 lead to work with. So facing Harai this inning, it'll be Kai Nakagawa, it'll be Masataka Yoshida, and Yataro Sugimoto. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order for the Orix Buffaloes. We've got Jeff in here again. He says, thanks for the info, guys. Watching this game on my tablet now. Awesome. So hopefully, as we said before, you bookmark our page and check us out when you're here, and hopefully we can help you out. There's a first pitch fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa tonight is 0 for 2. He has flown to center and grounded out to second base. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Jeff, if you're able to sync it up properly, then you're got the best of both worlds. You got the commentary and the visual all going at the same time. There's a fastball that is taken for a ball, and the count is now 2-1. I'm not sure where that last pitch was. It certainly didn't look high, but we have the angled view, so sometimes we don't always get the right looks. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Harai steps off the back of the rubber. He stretches himself out, and now he's ready to come back again. He doesn't look like he's been comfortable tonight with Maury behind the plate. They don't seem like they're on the same page. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's into the netting. Count is now 2-2. Mind you, they do have a 3-1 lead. So they are doing something right. Our friend Mick says there's been a home run in the Giants game. The Tigers' lead has been cut into as it's 2-1. To go over and check to see who hit the home run. There's a fastball swung on. It is taken on one hop by Tanasaki at second. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Nakagawa on a ground out 4-3. Nakagawa retired for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the DH, Masataka Yoshida. For Yoshida, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's lined out to right field, and he's grounded to first in his 2 trips to the plate. While Jeff is still in the chat room, just going to ask him how he stumbled on the stream tonight, or what directed you in here. I know we've had Mick in here for quite a bit. Over the last month or so, there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Yoshida. We normally get a lot of people in on the weekends, Friday and the Saturday night games. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. We don't always call the midweek stuff because you have to get up the next morning, and it makes it difficult to do that. We don't have to do that this week. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Masataka Yoshida. Harai ready to go back at it again. He holds at the belt, and he kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is fouled straight back, and that's going to run the count now to 2-2. Yoshida, his first at bat, he had a line drive bullet right to right field. It was his first at bat, and then he grounded out to the first baseman his last time up. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ride comes set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2 to Yoshida. It's been a bit of a staple tonight for Harai, where he seems to get the first 2 batters out, and then he falls apart on after he's retired the first 2 hitters. So pitch number 94 of the ball game ready to be served up here to Yoshida. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and it's about a 48-foot fastball to Yoshida, and that's going to run the count now to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Is Yutaro Sugimoto, who waits his turn on deck, the rather large right fielder. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rai acknowledges on the signals from Maury. And now he's ready to kick and deliver. There's a breaking ball swung on. Is grounded over to second. Fielded by Tanasaki. He throws to first. Yoshida is gone on a ground out 4-3. That's the second time this inning we've had a ground out 4-3 for the out, and that is going to bring up the right fielder Yutaro Sugimoto. Masaki tonight has been relatively busy. He's had 3 infield assists tonight between he and Genda. I always talk about having strength up the middle. Genda has been relatively quiet. He's only had 1 ground ball out. So Sugimoto steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both his times up. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Mick, who gave us the heads up on the home run, looked like it was a home run by Yoshikawa for the Yomiuri Giants. As that last pitch fastball was swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1 to Sugimoto. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the offering from righty hurrah. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Keeping an eye on the Swallows game against Chinichi, which is a 6-3 lead. For some home runs in the game, but I was interested to see if Murray Kami had one. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first, fielded by Jansen Witt, and that is going to retire Sugimoto on a ground out to 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. That is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 6th. They go quietly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now going to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 3-1 lead for the Lions. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few with the call after this. Appreciate you guys, and I'll come back and chat with Jeff here as he's responded in detail here as well. Right back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Miyagi has completed his warm-up tosses. It is going to be Nakamura, O'Grady, and Ido here to face him in the 6th inning. Our friend Jeff says he was searching for Orix versus Seibu and sorted the results to most recently posted and stumbled across our channel. Well, we're glad you did, Jeff. We appreciate you being in here tonight. It's a quiet night tonight. Usually on the weekend games, the ones that we do are at 9 p.m. Pacific or 10 p.m. Pacific. As there's a first pitch breaking ball that is taken by Nakamura for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Sometimes have anywhere from 10 to 40 people in the listening in. Sometimes they will even have 15 or 20 in the chat. And there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. There is a right-hander up and throwing in the Lions bullpen, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 1-2 on Nakamura. We are getting into the deep water for the pitchers as it's going to be the 90th pitch of the ball game here for Miyagi coming up. He's just been a little bit more efficient than his counterpart. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track and making the grab is going to be the left fielder Nakagawa. That is going to retire Nakamura for the 1st out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder Brian O'Grady. Jeff says he's in Northeast Pennsylvania, so he's not always awake at 5 a.m. You and me both. But this week we're calling all the games, so we're going to be doing all the stuff in the middle of the night. We haven't put up our weekend schedule yet. We were contemplating heading down the I-5 to check out the Mariners and the Angels in a doubleheader on Saturday. But the way that the Angels are looking these days, not worth the drive down. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to O'Grady. Grady tonight is 1 for 1. He's got a single and a walk. He's been on base twice. Here comes the pitch from Miyagi. It's a breaking ball that drops in for another strike, and it's now 0-2. So back-to-back breaking balls to O'Grady. Back-to-back, you watched him drop in for called strikes. With the trade of Noah Syndergaard, he was originally supposed to start on Saturday, we were projecting. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. We were figuring that maybe we would catch him for one of them, but it looks like Ohtani is not even going to pitch in that series as he's slated to throw on Wednesday evening. So that leaves him away from the Mariners this weekend. There's a fastball swung on. It's Lifted into left center field, racing over is Fukuda. He's going to make the catch. And there is 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Ito. So for Ito, he is 1 for 2. He singled in the second inning, and he flew out to center in the fourth. So if you're around on the weekends there, Jeff, you should pop in. It's good times. So we have quite a few regulars that are in. There's a first pitch fastball delivered that just misses low to Ito, and the count is 1-0. Ito is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled his first time up, and he flew out to center his last time. He's lifted his season average up to 238. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to third. It is fielded by Mune, who fires across the diamond. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the sixth. They go quietly, and it looks like that is going to be the end of the line for Katsunori Harai. The manager is out to give instructions to the umpire, and we'll get that pitching change when we return. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We're now moving to the top of the seventh inning. It is a 3-1 ball game for the Lions. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We appreciate you for checking in. There is a pitching change here. It is going to be Honda coming in relief, as he is going to be the second pitcher used tonight by the Lions. I'll get you the specs on him in just a moment. So number 45, the right-hander, Keisuke Honda. Honda is going to be appearing in the 31st game of the year. He's 3-1 on the season. He's worked 35 innings. He's allowed 24 hits. He has walked 8 and struck out 28, and he's got an ERA of 1.54. So Honda in relief of Harai. My friend Jeff asks, what other platforms are we on? We're on quite a few, but we're really not that active outside of YouTube. We have a Instagram page. There's only about 2 or 3 posts on that. We also have Twitter, and we actually sent out a tweet tonight. First time in a long time. And then we also are on Facebook, and we also stream on Twitch. So this game is also on the being streamed on Twitch. We don't put a lot of effort into that particular platform at this point. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Yuma Mune, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Mune. Mune tonight is 0 for 1. He's walked, and he has flown out to right field his 2 trips to the plate. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And also on Facebook, but again, the same thing, not really there either. More along the lines of our regular stuff when we're promoting any type of programming that we have here. So here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball, take it for a called third strike. Mune knew it as soon as the pitch was delivered. He turned and started walking back to the dugout as he has gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Hiromu Tongu. So for Tongu, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He has the only run for the Buffaloes. It was a solo shot back in the 5th. He also walked in the 2nd inning. So he is waiting on the first offering here from the right-hander Honda, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. I have to say, Honda's got a lot of movement on his pitch. He has a lot of arm side run. It looks like that's the type of fastball that can break some bats. Here's the 0-1 offering. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. The count now quickly is 0-2. We got to give Honda credit. He's come in. He's thrown 5 pitches, and they're all strikes. Filling up the strike zone here to the Buffaloes. We usually have a crowd that comes in as well, Jeff, that we have a couple of distinct type of crowds. There's people who come in and just purely listen to the game. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2 to Tongu. And then we have the crowd that comes in that likes to gamble a lot. They're always asking what the score is and updates and where it's at. Those are usually on the weekend. We are going to get an opportunity. I think it's next week or the week after. There's going to be some midweek games. They're going to start at 10 o'clock Pacific. As that fastball was swung at and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. We don't always get that opportunity, but when we do in the midweek, we're going to take advantage of it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So here comes the 1-2 pitch from Honda. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to right field. Drifting back underneath it is Ito. He makes the catch in front of the warning track. And Tongu is going to be retired for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. For Kobayashi, he is 0 for 2. He grounded to first his first time up. He flew up to left field his last time up. The fly ball to left field was to the warning track and right to the wall. He just missed going back-to-back with Tongu. So here's Honda ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kobayashi. Kobayashi is struggling to keep his average afloat above 200. He's hitting 208 on the season. Here comes the 1-0 offering. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kobayashi. He's waiting on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded right through Jansen Witt into right field. That is going to be probably going to be an error. I don't know if Witt was able to stay down on that one. We're going to have to take a look. See how the scorer rules that one. We're going to get the replay of it. I know how I would score it. It would be an E3, as Witt was unable to stay down. Too much daylight between the glove and the ground. And that is going to put Kobayashi aboard, and that's going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Tori Fushimi. For Fushimi, and it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for Fushimi. It's going to be Joe McCarthy coming in. McCarthy last night was 1 for 4. He struck out 3 times and had a single. So he is coming in to pinch hit here for Fushimi. Well, we appreciate you stopping in here tonight, Jeff. And we thank you for listening in as well. We're glad that you popped in and found the channel. So here comes Joe McCarthy to the plate with 2 gone. The runner at first is Kobayashi. The first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So McCarthy in as the pinch hitter. McCarthy bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Honda. So we're going to try to get that official update to see how they had ruled that one. And here comes the pitch to McCarthy. It's a fastball that misses inside. Now the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We don't have any official updates yet on the one of the sites that we use. Sometimes the NPB site is the one that goes the quickest. But even there, it doesn't look like that they've given us enough information. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Tanasaki fields it. He throws to first. It's going to retire McCarthy on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here in the top of the 7th for the Buffaloes. Well, the Buffaloes go quietly. There was no runs. Not sure if we had a hit there. We'll find out in a minute. Not sure if it was an error, but there was 1 runner left on base. We are now through 6.5. It is the Buffaloes trailing the Lions 3-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments with all the action after this from our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game. So here's Steve once again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call at the bottom of the 7th inning. Glad you guys could make it in here tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, it is always appreciated. Welcome back, everybody. We're back underway here in the 7th inning. It is going to be Witt, Hasegawa, and Tanasaki to face Miyagi, who is still in the ballgame. The first pitch to Witt was a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1, and here's the fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman Oshiro, who throws to first. Is going to retire Witt on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the center fielder Shinya Hasegawa. There are some defensive changes for the Buffaloes as Joe McCarthy has stayed in the game at first base. We haven't got the update on the catcher yet. There is a new catcher in the ballgame, and I'm going to anticipate that it could be Kenya Wakatsuki, but we'll have to get that one for you in a minute. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Hasegawa. Hasegawa is 0 for 2 tonight. He has popped to second, and he has struck out looking in his 2 trips to the plate. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined to left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Hasegawa is aboard here with a 1-out single in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to bring up the top of the order and shoot at Tanasaki. Still trying to get that information in the last half inning. They ruled that an error to Witt or not. And it was ruled an E3. So that will be the answer to that question, as Kirbiashi had reached base on an error last half inning. But also will update us on currently who is in the lineup as well. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0 to Tanasaki. Tanasaki tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded to the pitcher. He's flown to right and struck out in his 3 trips to the plate. And here comes the 1-0 offering. Miyagi fires over to first, and getting back in time is Hasegawa. Hasegawa can run. He's only got 1 stolen base on the year, but he has some wheels. You got to keep an eye on what he can do. It looks like that they kept Tongu in the game, but Tongu is moving to the catching position. And McCarthy is the first baseman now, as he did come in to hit for Fushimi. As there is a breaking ball that is taken for a strike, and the count is now 1-1 on Tonosaki. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Miyagi holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The crowd is making noise again in Saitama, cheering on the home club. As there's 1 on and 1 away here in the 7th inning. The runner at first is Hasegawa. It is a 2 ball and 1 strike count to Tonosaki. As Tonosaki waggles the bat. He's waiting on the offering from the left-hander, who holds at the belt. And here's the pitch from Miyagi, but nope, he throws over to first base, and getting back easily is Hasegawa. As we take a continued peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, the other games are marching along pretty good. The Fighters are still beating the Hawks 3-0. That game's in the top of the 8th inning. Another game in the Pacific League is a 3-1 ball game between Chiba and Tohoku. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into right center field. Racing over is the center fielder Fukuda. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Tonosaki for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the shortstop Suzuki Genda. Scores in the Central League. The Bay Stars are now leading the Carp 5-2. That is in the top of the 7th. Hanshin Tigers still have a 2-1 lead over the Giants. That game's in the bottom of the 7th. And the Occult Swallows in the top of the 5th inning are now leading Chinichi 8-3. A lot of room left in that game. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Genda. The count is 1-0. Genda tonight is 0 for 3. He has grounded to second twice, and he's grounded to first once. He is the guy that you want to get because the on-deck hitter Tomoya Mori has gone yard twice. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1 to Genda. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty Miyagi leans in, gets the sign from his catcher Tongu. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. It's going to run the count now to 1-2 on Genda. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner Hasegawa at first. He establishes his lead. Genda waggles the bat. He's waiting on the 1-2 offering here from Miyagi. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. That was the 108th pitch of the ball game. One would think that this is probably going to be the final batter, or maybe if not the final batter, the final inning that Miyagi is going to pitch. He may still have to face Mori. Should Genda find a way on base. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miyagi reaches for the rosin bag. Now he's ready to go back at it here against the left-handed hitting Genda. Miyagi holds at the belt. And now he delivers it as a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count goes to 3-2. So Hasegawa will be on the move here once Miyagi delivers to the plate. So here comes the 3-2 offering from Miyagi to Genda. He holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That is going to keep the count at 3-2, and we're going to do this all over again. Genda did a good job of fighting that one off, fouling it away. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes pitch number 111 on the ball game. And here comes the offering from the lefty Miyagi. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that just misses outside. And that is going to be ball 4. Miyagi puts both his hands on his knees. He can't believe it. That's much like the walk that he issued to Jansen Witt back in the second inning that ended up costing him a run. And that's going to bring up Tomoya Mori to the plate. For Mori tonight, he is 2 for 3, but the 2 hits he have both left the ballpark. He's got 2 home runs tonight, both solo shots. As he strides to the plate, there are runners on first and second. Genda, the runner on first. Asagawa, the runner at second. And that looks like it is going to be it for Miyagi. As the Orix manager has come out to talk to the home plate umpire, pitching coach has come out to the mound, and they're going to be taking the ball. We're going to be going to the bullpen. So it is a end of the night for Miyagi. I'm not going to let him face Mori for the 4th time tonight. So we'll get you that change in just a couple moments, everybody. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a few. Here is another one of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the left-hander at Nomi coming in. As he is coming in relief. And when Miyagi left the ball game, he was not very happy. And I don't know if it was the fact that he got pulled out of the game or with the fact that he felt that he shouldn't have got that called 3rd strike to retire Genda. Nomi is coming on in relief. He's going to be the second pitcher used now by the Buffaloes. So Nomi is in. Miyagi is done. For the lefty, Nomi, it's only his 4th appearance this year. He has worked in 3 innings. He's allowed 2 hits, walked a couple and struck out 1. He's got an ERA of 3. 43-year-old. You got it. 43-year-old lefty is a longtime veteran of the NPB. Spent most of his career with the Hanshin Tigers. This is his 2nd year with the Orix Buffaloes. He began his NPB career back in 2005. Nomi is in. Miyagi is done. He comes in a pressure situation. He's going to face Tomoya Mori here with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. So here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Mori. Mori, as we said, he's got 2 home runs tonight in the game, both solo shots. He's also grounded out to first base, and now time has been called as he steps out. I'm going to reset this here. So Nomi ready to go to work. He's going to face the lefty with 2 on and 2 out here in the 7th inning. Checks the runner and kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is no balls and 1 strike to Mori. So right out of the gate, he's coming out throwing breaking stuff. So no balls and 1 strike. Mori waiting on the offering here as he's hitting from the left side, and now Nomi steps off the back side of the rubber. He's going to go back and get to the rosin bag. He and Tongu are not on the same page. So no balls and one strike. So the lefty Numi gets his sign. Holds the glove right at his chest. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. This ball is going to get into the netting, and that's going to run the count now to no balls and 2 strikes to Maury. So just as a couple of reminders, we are going to be back on the stream for tomorrow night again. So we'll be doing the late night stream. Same 2 teams, same place. So hopefully you can join us again for all the action. So here's the 0-2 offering. As Nomi delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right center field. Racing back is Fukuda. He makes the catch on the run as he ends up on the warning track, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Maury sent it for a ride yet again, but not far enough this time. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 7 complete. It is the Seibu Lions 3, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Hang around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 8th inning when we return. We appreciate you guys checking in. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deerdick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call of the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back to everybody. It's the top of the order coming up for the Buffaloes. That means Shuhei Fukuda, Koji Oshiro, and Kai Nakagawa. And they are going to be facing a new right-hander for the Seibu Lions. And it is going to be number 69 taking over. And that is going to be Yoshinobu Mizukami on in relief. It's his 42nd appearance. As he has a 3-1 record, he's pitched in 40 1/3 innings. He's allowed 22 hits, walked 12, and struck out 28, and he's got an ERA of 0.67. Ting Wu is now in the ballgame as well, as he's going to take over at first base for Jansen Witt. So he is going to be on as well. So we'll get the specs here as we move along. So Yoshinobu Mizukami on in relief. So here we go back to the action as the first pitch he delivers to Fukuda is the breaking ball that misses down for ball 1. Count is 0-1. Fukuda tonight is 1 for 3. He has a single and 3 trips to the plate. He's also struck out and flown out to left field. And here comes the 1-0 offering. As a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. Check that. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Get a little bit late here, and we're having a hard time keeping our eyes open. As we said, we didn't get that nap between the Dodger and the Giant game. But this one here, thankfully, has moved along pretty quickly, so we're confident we'll be able to get through this one without much duress, that's for sure. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, he squares to bunt, does Fukuda. It is down. It's fielded by the pitcher. He throws to first. It's not in time, as Fukuda really does a great job of getting down the baseline. He slides head first into first base. He's got himself an infield single. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Koji Oshiro. So hats off to Fukuda as he dropped the push bunt down the third base line, and he was flying down the baseline. The pitcher really did a good job to get off the mound, but that was a really good bunt. So we're watching the replays. He definitely was able to get through the base. So Fukuda, the runner at first. Koji Oshiro steps up to the plate. Oshiro is 1 for 3. That double in 3 trips. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander, and it is a fastball that comes up and almost hits him. Jeez, Oshiro just missed getting plunked by that pitch. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Kai Nakagawa who waits his turn on deck as the home plate umpire gets out there and dusts off the plate. So 1 ball and no strikes to Oshiro. Right-hander Mizukawa ready to offer here to right-handed hitting Oshiro. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-0. So for the right-hander, Mizukami, he's come in and he's struggled to throw strikes. When he has, they put the ball in play and they've reached base of the Buffaloes. So 2 balls and no strikes to Oshiro. Fukuda establishes his lead over at first. Mizukami checks the sign from his catcher Mori, and he's ready to go to work. Here comes the 2-0 offering. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Oshiro got the start tonight as Ryo Adachi had the start in last night's ball game. Adachi was 2 for 4, and as a result of that, have a seat, Rio, because we're not letting you go back-to-back nights. All he had was 2 hits. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on its grounded foul past the first base coach's box. That runs the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Always get a kick out of that when a guy has 2 or 3 knocks in a game, and then next game they sit him on the bench. Why cool him off? Let him keep going. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander for the Lions leans in, and he gets the sign from his catcher Mori. Comes set to the belt. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Fielded by Tanasaki. Is only placed to first. The runner, Fukuda, was in motion. So he's going to reach second base safely. That's going to go down as a ground out 4-3. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. So they were able to stay out of the double play by putting the runner in motion. And rightfully so. So now Nakagawa steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded to second twice, and he has flown out to center field. His average is dipped down to 297. So Nakagawa digs in, and he's ready to get the first offering from the right-hander, Yoshinobu Mizukami. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Masataka Yoshida who waits his turn on deck. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nakagawa. Right-hander gets his sign from his catcher, Mori. He works set at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakagawa. The runner at second is Fukuda. The Lions are trying to protect their 2-run lead here. They've got 5 outs to go as they can trying to get themselves a victory here on back-to-back nights. Give them a little bit more cushion in the Pacific League. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-2. As we peek at that out-of-town scoreboard, the Hawks are losing now 5-0 to the Fighters. So a Lions win and a Hawks loss will extend the lead to 2.5 games. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles have scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th. They're still batting, and they've now taken the lead on the Chiba Lotte Marines 4-3. That's where the games in the Pacific League stand. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the fastball swung on and missed. And Nakagawa is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to Masataka Yoshida. So Yoshida steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown out to right. He's grounded to first, and he's grounded out to second. So 0 for 3 for the designated hitter for Orix. Other scores in the Central, it's all tied up at 5s between Hiroshima and Yokohama. Hiroshima on the top of the 8th have scored 3 times. They are still back. In the so for the Carp in that half of the inning, we're looking to see how they've got their runs. Kono's got a home run. We just can't tell if that was in the what inning it was in. That was actually in the second inning off of Hamaguchi. But they've got themselves tied that one up at 5. It's 8-4 for the Swallows over the Dragons. That game's in the top of the 6th inning. The Tigers are beating the Giants 2-1. That is in the top of the 9th. There's a first pitch that is a split finger pitch that misses down for ball 1 to Yoshida, and the count is 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to Masataka Yoshida. Sugimoto waits on deck. It's been a tough night for the office for the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Buffaloes. Nobody has reached base. They are 0 for 10 combined. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Yoshida. There's the breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yoshida digs himself in, waiting on the offering here from the right-hander. Who hangs tight at the belt. This game has slowed down a little bit here as there's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. Mizukami has really slowed this one down. The tempo and the pace both the starters had were pretty good tonight. Miyagi was a little bit slower when there were runners on base, but for the most part, he was pretty good. When Honda came in and Nomi came in, they were working pretty quick, but Mizukami here is got a whole different pace. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Yoshida. If I had the stopwatch out, we'd be able to tell once he comes set how long he takes. Even once he gets the ball from the catcher, it just takes forever. Gets the sign from his catcher. Now he's ready to work. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers, and it's a breaking ball that comes inside and hits Yoshida. And he is going to be aboard with a hit batter. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring up Yutaro Sugimoto, and it's going to bring the trainer out to have a look at Yoshida. As Yoshida slowly walks toward first base. It's set up inside. And where it had hit him, it actually hit him on the inside of the left foot. So he was trying to skip rope to get out of the way. Now they're going to take him down the tunnel, and they're going to go have a quick look at him. So hang tight, everybody, as they take him down the trainer's room to see what he's all about. As he's limping off the field. That's the other thing that drives me crackers is you don't want to take a look at him on the field right there. I don't understand. Work him down the tunnel. They go have a look. We'll wait here, see what the result is before we resume the action. Just slows the tempo and the pace down. Make a decision. Is he going to stay in? Is he not? I don't understand why they got to take him down the tunnel. And while we wait, the right-hander is going to take some tune-up tosses on the in-between. So Mizukami waiting for the runner to come back, and it's supposed to be Yutaro Sugimoto coming to the plate. So we have nothing else here to tell you other than Mizukami's getting a few tosses here on the in-between. And the manager has come out, and we're going to see if there's going to be a change here. Looks like we may have a runner for Yoshida. They may have made that decision. That's exactly what it is. We've got ourselves a pinch runner for the Buffaloes at first base. It is going to be 0-0 for the Buffaloes. This is going to be Ishioka. He came into the game last night. So Ryota Ishioka in the pinch run. Okay, Yoshida. So here comes Sugimoto with 2 gone and 2 aboard here in the 8th inning. So the right-hander Mizukami ready to deliver as he holds at the belt. And he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted over to the shortstop, Genda, who makes the catch. And that is going to do it here in the top of the 8th inning as Sugimoto has popped out to short for out number 3. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 7.5. It is the Lions 3, the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 8th inning after this in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It's much appreciated that you're here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
Everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the Buffaloes. It is going to be Yuki Utagawa coming in relief. He is going to be the third pitcher used by the Buffaloes. Check that the fourth pitcher, the third pitcher used by the Buffaloes tonight, as he is going to be taking over for Nomi. So he is going to be working here to the right-handed hitting Yamakawa. It'll be Yamakawa, Nakamura, and O'Grady to face the right-hander here. On the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yamakawa. And here's the pitch from Utagawa. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-1. For Utagawa, this is his first appearance in the NPB. He's making his debut here as they are down 3-1. And here comes the 1-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, but it's going to reach the seats, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So how about that for a war story? You make your debut in the NPB against the leading home run hitter, Otake Yamakawa. Welcome to the NPB, son. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yamakawa. The big right-hander comes set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. That last pitch was at 97 miles an hour. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yamakawa. So here comes the 2-2 offering. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Yamakawa stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by for out number 1. He is retired here. So 1 up and 1 away, and welcome to the NPB, Utagawa. He strikes out the first batter he faces. And he's got Yamakawa as the 1. So I wonder if he's going to want that game ball slipped aside for him. So Takeya Nakamura now steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and in. For ball 1, and the count is 1-0. That pitch also at 97 miles an hour. So Utagawa's got some heat. Nakamura waiting on the offering. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Drifting back on it is Shuhei Fukuda. He makes the catch. With 2 up, we have 2 away here in the 8th inning, and that's going to leave it all up. The left fielder, Brian O'Grady. So Utagawa comes in and does his job for the first 2 batters he faces. Now Brian O'Grady steps to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips as he flew out to center his other time, and he's also drawn a walk. So O'Grady digs himself in. He's pulled his batting average up to 229 on the year. He waggles the bat, and here's the first offering from Utagawa. It's a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. That last pitch was also at 97 miles an hour. So Utagawa comes set. Now he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Brian O'Grady. There's not much time left in this one as the Buffaloes have 1 more chance to try to get some runs back on the board. So here comes the 1-1 offering. As the right-hander Utagawa delivers, it's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes 2 O'Grady. So Udgawa leads in, and he's getting the signs from his catcher. He comes set. And here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 to O'Grady. Just a couple of programming notes. We'll be back on again tomorrow in the early evening to do the Giants and the Dodgers. Then we'll be back for the same two teams, the Buffaloes and the Lions, yet again tomorrow night from the Balluna Dome at 2 a.m. Pacific time. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Udagawa delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And O'Grady is down on strikes for the third out of the inning, and so welcome to the NPB, young fella, as he pitches a really good job. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. He strikes out 2 of the 3 batters he faces. They're now moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 3-1 lead for the Lions over the Buffaloes. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back to bring this one home. Appreciate you all for being here.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is going to be Kai Mataira coming into relief here to try to close this one out. It's the back-to-back nights they're using him as the closer. And he is going to be facing Yumamuni, Hiroma Tongu, and Kataro Kirbayashi. So Kai Mataira on in relief. He is going to be the 4th pitcher used by the Lions, as he has completed his warm-up tosses pretty quickly. So Kai Mataira on in relief in the top of the 9th inning. So Taira on the season, it's going to be his 49th appearance. He's 1-3 on the year. He's got 5 saves. He's worked 45 2/3 innings. He's allowed 32 hits, 17 walks. He has struck out 61. He's got an ERA of 1.77. So here he is ready to face Yumamune for the first pitch, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted to deep right field. Drifting over underneath it is the right fielder Ito, and with 1 pitch, there is 1 away as Mune is retired for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Hiromo Tongu. So for Tongu, on the evening, he is 1 for 2. And it looks like we may have a pinch hitter for Tongu. We do. We are going to have a pinch hitter, Tongu, taking the bat out of his hands. So here comes the first offering. It's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It is Kenya Wakatsuki who is coming in to hit. So Wakatsuki pinch hitting here. He's 3-11 on the season. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So you hit a home run, you walk, and then they take the bat out of your hands. I thought they would have at least let him swing away here. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains 0-2 to Wakatsuki. So no balls and 2 strikes. And Taira delivers a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And that is a quick disposal of Wakatsuki for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kataro Kirbayashi. So 2 quick outs retired by Tyra. And here comes the first offering to Kirby-Ashi. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Kirby-Ashi tonight, he's 0 for 3. He grounded the first, he's flown to left, and he reached on an error his last time up. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. Tyra has come out throwing gas. That last pitch was at 97 miles an hour. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's Tyra back to work. He delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So they're down to their final strike are the Buffaloes. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the right-handed hitter, and there's a split figure pitch swung on and missed. It is thrown down to first base, and that is going to do it. It's going to go in the books as a strikeout 2-3, and that is going to end the ball game here as the Buffaloes drop their second straight here to the Lions 3-1. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. And your final score is the Seibu Lions 3, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this, and we're going to wrap up all the games around the NPB.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We have a final score from the Central League. It was the Hanshin Tigers knocking out the Amuri Giants 2-1 at the Tokyo Dome tonight. It is Ito who gets his 8th win of the year against 2 losses for the Tigers. The loss goes to Shoshi Togo. He is 9-5. It is Iwazaki who picks up his 24th save of the year. Home runs, the Hanshin Tigers. Umeno hit his 3rd. For the Giants, it was Yoshikawa hitting his 5th. And your final score 2-1 for the Hanshin Tigers. The bottom of the 8th inning, it is all knotted up at 5. The Yokohama Dada Bay Stars are tied with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. 5-12-0 for the Bay Stars, 5-9-1 for the Carp. At the top of the 7th inning, it is the Yakult Swallows with a 9-4 lead over the Chinichi Dragons. 9-13-1 for the Swallows, 4-11-1 for the Dragons. That game is in the top of the 7th inning. Other games that are going on in the Pacific League. In the top of the 9th inning, or check that, it's now a final. Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters knocked off the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 5-1. In the top of the 9th inning, the Hawks had a run. They had 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Fighters. 1-4-0 for the Hawks. Home runs in the ball game. Kiyomiya hit 2 home runs for the Fighters, and Alcantara hit his 11th as well for the Fighters. The other game going on, it is in the top of the 7th inning. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles have a 5-3 lead over the Chiba Lotte Marines. 5-9-0 for the Eagles, 3-8-0 for the Marines. Those are your out-of-town scores. Again, this one here, final score 3-1 for the Lions. It was the scoring got underway in the 2nd inning as Otake Yamakawa doubled with 1 out. Brian O'Grady walked, then Ito singled. With the bases loaded, Jansen Witt walked. That drove in the first run of the ball game. In the 3rd inning, the Lions added to their lead as Tomoya Mori hit a solo shot home run. That put the Lions up 2-0. In the top of the 5th, the Buffaloes got one back as Hiroma Tongu hit a solo shot, and that cut into the lead to make it 2-1. But in the 5th inning, the bottom of the 5th, Tomoya Mori stepped up and hit his 2nd homer of the game, another solo shot, and that made the score 3-1, and that's where the game ended. So the final score was the Seibu Lions 3 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you all for being here. Like father, like son, dropping a like in under the wire. We appreciate you for stopping by. That's our final score is 3-1. We'll be back on again tomorrow night. So hopefully you guys can come and join us for the very early morning call again. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.